the GBN Television News for Tuesday, 11th May 2021. I'm Trellona Charles. In the headlines tonight, Private Sector Senate Representative Christopher Diali resigns from Citizen by Investment Program. Health Ministry braces for greater risk of COVID outbreak as more flights return. After months of prodding, CDC updates guidance on COVID-19 to airborne transmission. Prime Minister urges regional counterparts to demonstrate good COVID-19 management in a bid to rebound tourism in the region. And residents of safe zones in St. Vincent allowed to return home as seismic activities slowly decrease. Other residents remain displaced. In our One Caribbean hookup, 2 men are dead following a gunfight with Jamaican police. And coming up in sports, Grenadian referee Rion Radix participating in CONCACAF Gold Cup candidate course. Details to these and other stories right after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. As Grenada welcomes more flights and visitors to the island, health officials say the risk of having a COVID-19 outbreak has now increased. More on this, Rena Pear Thomas reports.
Grenada has recently seen a great increase in international flights as visitors slowly return to the island, with the tourism sector hoping to resume UK flights in June 2021. Health Minister Nicholas Steele says this creates a new concern as just over 15,000 people are fully vaccinated in Grenada, adding that the low number leaves the island exposed to a COVID-19 outbreak. Steele says the general public has dropped the ball on all COVID-19 protocols. With the country still far away from herd immunity, everyone is at risk.
And significantly on that end is where we are seeing the increase. The region expects sometime in June, I believe, but that's still being discussed. Direct flights from the UK. A significant number of people in the UK are vaccinated as well. So that does assist. But yes, as long as people are coming into Grenada, whether it is Grenadians returning home, Grenadians who have found it necessary to have to leave for medical reasons, visit family, whatever it is, and they return, yes, that's how COVID-19 spreads, with the movement of people. And as long as we have a low percentage of individuals vaccinated, we continue to have a high risk of outbreak in Grenada.
With over 10,000 vaccines still available, carrying a lifespan of up to June, the health minister says that if they are left to expire, this can affect Grenada's ability to obtain replacement vaccines.
And also, certain facilities like the COVAX are going to be a bit slower to respond to us because especially if by the end of June we have not used all of the vaccines that they have allocated to us. You will see other countries in the region like Trinidad or Barbados that have a much higher vaccine uptake, getting their second shipment from COVAX before we possibly get our shipment from COVAX because of our slow vaccine uptake. So what we are actually end up doing as a people united is delaying our ability to get out of COVID-19.
The health minister is encouraging all to take the AstraZeneca jab by May 14th.
What we just need to be sure of is each one tell one, each one bring one. We need everybody, not just all of our doctors, all of our police officers, all of our hospitality sector. We need 60,000. There is no specific sector in Grenada that's just 60,000 alone. That means we need all of us to be vaccinated. We need to recognize if we have someone at home who is at high risk, and therefore we need to be vaccinated. We need to recognize that there are some of us who cannot take the vaccine, that may want to and need to take the vaccine and should. So anyone under 18 cannot take the vaccine. So we have to do what is right to safeguard them.
Health Minister Nicholas Steele was speaking at government's weekly media briefing. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear Thomas reporting.
It's now declared that COVID-19 is an airborne illness. The update has come from the Center for Disease Control. The CDC says the virus can be spread through the air via very fine droplets and particles from an infected person who is more than 6 feet away. Beverly Telesford reports.
Since October, the Centers for Disease Control, CDC, said there is a risk of airborne transmission of COVID-19. On Friday, U.S. federal health officials revised its coronavirus guidance to acknowledge that people can get infected by inhaling very fine aerosolized particles carrying the virus. The CDC says that there have been instances when people were infected with COVID-19 despite maintaining physical distance from others. For example, if people spend a prolonged period of time, from 15 minutes to hours in a space, the virus can linger in the air and infect someone else who walks through it. Or in situations where people are shouting, singing, or breathing heavily, that can increase the risk of transmission. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles explained the revised guidance.
That COVID is airborne, it simply means that the virus remains suspended in the air on very tiny particles that can linger for a longer period of time and that can travel on air currents a longer distance.
The CMO says because of the new developments, it is imperative that Grenadians take the wearing of their masks seriously.
What does it mean for us? It means that persons need to wear their masks. Those particles need to make their way into the air. They do that when persons cough and sneeze and talk and sing and laugh without wearing a mask. All right, to combat the spread by aerosols or by airborne means, it means that persons have to wear a mask. So it means that the person in the room with you that does not have a mask, or the person who was in the room a short while before, if that person was infected and they put those aerosols in the air, they are the one that contaminated the entire room. All right, that is what it means. It means that we have to be more disciplined with mask wearing.
The CDC's previous guidance said infections were acquired mainly through close contact from person to person, including between people who are physically near each other within about 6 feet. But it did not specify the airborne threat of the virus. For GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Members of the public will soon witness increased police presence throughout the island as the lawmen are expected to fully enforce all COVID-19 protocols. We get the details in this report.
Grenadians who fail to adhere to any COVID-19 protocols, which include not wearing a face mask or covering, should expect to face the consequences stipulated by law. So said Superintendent Fanny Cohen, head of the Community Relations Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force on Tuesday. Superintendent Cohen announced that more officers will be seen on the streets, checking businesses and bus loading stations to ensure that all protocols are followed.
Yes, as part of the visibility of our enforcement, you're going to see stricter enforcement on mask adherence. As I indicated, if you go to St. George's now, several persons are walking around without wearing the mask. As I indicated before, we have been very tolerant. We have been speaking a lot. We have been encouraging people to wear the mask. But based on what we are hearing now from the medical experts, it becomes critically important for us to again enforce the mask regulations. And to answer your question definitively, there are going to be tickets for masks. There are going to perhaps be arrests for violations that are continuing, and you can expect to see stricter enforcement of the regulations based on what we're hearing and based on where we're heading.
The superintendent gave a keen reminder to Grenadians that the island is still under a state of emergency and encourages everyone to be guided accordingly.
We urge our people to return to the wearing of masks and face covering in public. We ask that they maintain social distancing protocols, that continue to sanitize, respect the hours of the curfew, apply to the Commissioner of Police for permission to host events and gathering beyond 20 persons, whether that event is a beach party or a private home. We all have our parts to play, and if we play it well, we are confident that we will return to normalcy sooner rather than later.
Superintendent Cohen was speaking at government's weekly post-cabinet briefing. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
The Grenadian Citizen by Investment program has been rocked by another resignation of a top official within the organization. Chairman Senator Christopher Diali handed in his resignation as chairman. The resignation was confirmed by the Senator Diali, who declined to further comment when pressed by GBN for the reason for the resignation. His exit follows the resignation of another top executive, Percival Clouden, who resigned as Chief Executive Officer in February. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says optimism remains that the tourism industry will rebound and recover in the not-too-distant future. He struck an optimistic note as he delivered the feature address at the UNDP's regional dialogue themed "The Future of Tourism, What's Next?" With safety of the people as a main focus in tourism's recovery process, Prime Minister Mitchell impresses that countries which demonstrate good COVID-19 management and ease of entry protocols will undoubtedly be included on the list of preferred destinations for visitors. We get more in this report from Gerard Joseph.
Grenada being on a list of 6 countries for potential travelers to visit, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell is encouraging his regional colleagues to lobby to increase their ratings with the UK and the US. Prime Minister Mitchell says this will be key to growing the Caribbean's global market share. He also joins the chorus of experts who have been calling for the promotion of intra-travel within the region.
One such initiative would be reducing the travel tax and making the cost of airline tickets more affordable. However, this must be a collaborative effort among all the islands. In other words, if 1 or 2 countries choose to reduce their tax on tickets and the rest do not, it will not have the effect that we want to increase travel to the entire region, and that those countries that by themselves do it will just lose revenue.
The Prime Minister says the vision for the future of tourism in the region should have a greater emphasis on heritage tourism, noting the Caribbean's rich history and culture. The locally owned small tourism-oriented businesses, he says, can become a tool for the recovery of the tourism sector.
And the small business sector, as you mentioned, whether it's in fact the area of the marketing of our local products made by our culture persons, and of course our vendors, with all this, in the case of Grenada, the spices and all the different things that you can have. All this would promote development and revenue and support to some of the most vulnerable people in our society. In other words, we cannot go wrong going in that direction.
Prime Minister Mitchell highlights community tourism in Grenada and the rest of the region will continue to be a major focus as tourism slowly returns. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
This is News at 7. Coming up, 1 month after the last pair of volcanic eruptions began, while some return to their homes in the orange zones, others are left to wonder if they have homes to return to. Stay with us.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here even when the future seems unclear, because one thing is certain: you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low?
For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LED. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
How do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
Energizing our Grenada.
See the world and let the world see you with the best brands on eyewear from Quartz Optical. Come in today and get free eye exams, free blue block, and up to 20% off frame and lens purchases. Need sunglasses? With any purchase, get up to 80% off your sunglasses. Plus, with Ready Finance, you can shop today and pay $0 for 30 days. Visit us today at Quartz Yonge Street or call us at 435-2958 or visit us online at www.quartzoptical.com. Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Terms and conditions apply.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable, and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. Information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Sunday, May 16th, it's the Deal or No Deal edition with a whopping US $10,000 up for grabs. Listen carefully. For 1 week only, you can purchase a ticket for only $5 US. Whoa, that's a big deal. Wow. But wait, after the week is over, tickets are $10 US. That's no deal. So, are you going to take the deal? Remember, if you're playing in Grenada, tickets are available at gotofed.com and from numerous box offices island-wide or from our main office on Grove Street Mall. If you're overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Whoa, Waggity, this one sell off! Cause Sunday, May 16th, it's all about Waggity Virtual Bingo, the Deal or No Deal edition.
I'm gonna take the deal.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. Some semblance of normal is on the cards for several Vincentian families. Some of them are returning to their former homes. However, the Vincentian government may have to find alternative accommodation for some families. The alert level for the La Soufrière volcano was reverted to orange about 5 days ago. Nevertheless, Director of the UE Seismic Research Center is saying an eruption can still take place without warning. Chrislina John reports.
Over 25,000 persons have been displaced as a result of the La Soufrière explosive eruption on April 9th. 15,000 still in shelters, not knowing when or if they will return to where they once called home. But just how far along are Vincentians in terms of their recovery? CARICOM Operations Support Team Leader deployed through SEDIMA, Superintendent Sylvan McIntyre, spoke with GBN earlier today.
Definitely with regards to people returning, some persons will not be able to return permanently because they've lost their homes. Others may not be able to return because of the psychological impact it is continuing to have. So the government currently, they're trying to identify other settlement areas for the rebuilding stage where people can be relocated. The government has not, at this point, outside of declaring a disaster zone, has not totally cut the areas off or made a statement regarding permanent settlement. But what has been said is that it is a danger area, and we know for sure that some persons will not be able to relocate or they will not be able to return to the areas that were affected by the eruption.
As assessments continue, McIntyre further explained that the green light has been given for persons to occupy parts of the orange zone, while other areas remain inaccessible due to heavy ashfall accumulation.
Everyone is expected to be out of shelters, but there are some areas that are inaccessible at this point. It is too dangerous for some people to go. As a matter of fact, the scientists have maintained the restriction for the red zones. The only persons that are given limited permission to enter the red zones are the emergency and critical utility companies to go into those areas to do some form of repair and put in some form of infrastructure work so that people could return.
Are lessons other islands such as Grenada can learn from the St. Vincent experience, Superintendent McIntyre explains.
Of the seismic challenge and hazards that we are exposed to in the Caribbean, Grenada in particular, it is saying to us that we need to revisit our response mechanism, our preparedness structures, our information relative to how people should deal with that, our coping mechanism and structures in place to include physical facilities, how they have been built, how they are intended to accommodate, and our evacuation plans and policies to include transportation, not just internal, but how we can integrate and move to other territories if we have to.
Dr. Uracilla Joseph, Director of the University of the West Indies Seismic Research Center, provides this update via telephone on the activity presently at La Soufrière.
Seismic activity at La Soufrière St. Vincent has remained low since the tremor associated with the explosion and ash venting on the 22nd of April. The volcano continues to be in a state of unrest, with escalation in activity can take place with little or no warning. In the last 24 hours, there's been no recorded earthquakes. Caution should be taken in traversing river valleys on the volcano due to the increased risk of lahars during periods of rainfall.
Christina John, GBN News.
Was gold actually found in the La Soufrière ash deposits? The answer to this question was put into context during an exclusive interview with CARICOM Operations Support Team Leader deployed through SEDIMA on the island, Superintendent Sylvan McIntyre, on Tuesday.
The statement was made, and I think misconstrued to an extent that one can go to do gold finding at the volcano itself. I think what came through, what was expressed, was the existence of aspect of that could be found within the deep confines of the substance that came from the volcano. So I don't think it should be read to be understood that there's a gold mine somewhere within the La Soufrière that people should go searching for it. I think the person who made the statement came back to make some other kinds of explanation to us at one of our meetings recently. So yes, the statement was made, but it is not to be taken into the context where people should try to go gold mining.
But just who gave the initial report on the findings? McIntyre explains.
One of the international agencies who are responsible for sifting through the ash deposits for the impact and its chemical and biological composition did indicate that there was some existence of some gold molecules or particles found in the in the survey.
Public Workers Union PRO Daisy Hazard says they will continue to lend their support to the Grenada Union of Teachers despite the apparent backlash it has received since the announcement of the union's latest action. The Grenada Union of Teachers served a 2-week notice to government highlighting that from Monday, May 17th, teachers would be taking their full lunch hour outside of the school compound. Hazard, a former educator, impresses on the significance of such an action.
And one of the most important times in the school day is the lunch break. This is when you really get to spend time with your students who might need some extra help. This is when you have to ensure that the child who didn't come to school with lunch, but is too shy or embarrassed to say, does not go hungry. This is when you get some time to mark some books. This is when you have to be so vigilant because this is when fights may break out. This is when you may wonder, where's my little troublesome boy? Where did he go to this lunchtime? I told him don't go far because I want to keep him where I can see him to ensure that he doesn't come back wounded and bleeding at 1 o'clock. And so during the lunchtime is a time of day that teachers don't get paid for. It's not contact teaching time, but teachers are so usually vigilant and militant during that time to safeguard our students.
She says it is lamentable that the GUT has to take such a decision.
Because as a teacher, as an educator, I know that there is no teacher that would undertake such an activity with an easy mind and an easy heart. But it has to be done. And you know, that brought me back, and it's bringing everybody back to 2008, 2019, when our government, with a lot of ego, huge overinflated ego, at the time, you know, salaries were docked and teachers and everybody's hurting, public servants hurting, and they said, well, we'll just open mass education centers. This person can teach geography, and this one can teach science, and that one can teach mathematics. And so we are going to open mass education centers. And at the time, I thought it was such an insult to the Grenadian people, such an insult to Grenadian children and to Grenadian parents, that we have school plans around our country, and you have a government that's saying, I have a disagreement with teachers, and rather than come to the table and sit to resolve this properly, I'm going to threaten and promise something that could never be done.
And now we turn our attention to what viewers and listeners are saying in tonight's Social Buzz. Let's take a look around the social media platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell said he was surprised to find that the poor state of Grenada's road network ranked as the second most pressing issue facing the country.
The Ministry of Works has to be, of course, increase its activity in every way. But of course, again, road network, as you know, requires a lot of money. And that's the point. Should we ignore the road network through the capital program that we have and the resources given for that purpose and spend it and in paying additional monies to the workforce, the established workforce in particular, and forget the quality of life of the people, which is reflected to some extent on the road situation in the country.
Our online audience give their opinions on the Prime Minister's statements. Judy commented, Mr. Prime Minister, do not mix apples with pears. The road is one thing, and the public workers' issues are not about the repair of roads in Grenada. Larry commented, like the Prime Minister does take boats to get home. Bad roads all over the island, and he's acting shocked about hearing this. Responding to Brathwaite, who said the boss didn't realize the road was bad, Roger commented, if you didn't know better, you will believe that Keith just became the Prime Minister last week. Another individual commented some road safety suggestions to make a start. Proper road markings, clear road signage which fits the environment, hazardous markings, and speed limits on narrow parts of the road, especially where there are pedestrians. And Don commented, Grenada's beauty is being compromised by its bad roads. Even our main roads are bad. Stop the patching. Resurface instead and get people who are properly qualified to do the job. That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
From From the thought process to the visual impact, it's time to take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye catches all. GBN eyesore is brought to you by ClearVision. Life is beautiful if only you can see it. ClearVision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ClearVision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Heartwarming GBN eyesore. All female staff members of the Grenada Christian Academy received a cupcake and a customized corsage as a symbol of appreciation for not only being mothers to their maternal children, but most importantly, for carrying out their motherly duties as teachers. The tokens were accompanied with a poem by Mr. Christopher, which read, "To the world you may be just a teacher, but to us you are a hero and a mother. You are there from the start of school to share in all our joy and tears. And every day you encourage us to be better. And the fact that we can write, read, and understand, we say thank you, Miss, for being our mother." We thank our eyesore reporter for that submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Still ahead, a member of the National Democratic Congress, Terence Forrester, charts the way forward to improve Grenada's economy. This is News at 7.
See the savings with Spice Isle Optical. Don't break the bank to get your focals. Classy, affordable eyewear. Service optimal. Our experienced technician works like a magician. Trust your sight with our company's vision, where your satisfaction is ever our mission. Mobile services, family packages, economical prices. Spice Isle Optical is where the deal is. Spice Isle Optical is located in Queen's Park, St. George's. For more information, contact us at 449-1588 or 440-0353.
How going on, boy? Hey, good old things. Hey, Daisy. Yeah. Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day. Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service. Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy. Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
At Bailey's
Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Welcome back. Member of the National Democratic Congress, Terence Forrester, believes government needs to be more proactive and have more people involvement in order to get out of the economic morass the country is now in. Christina John reports.
We need to recognize that the world is now moving away from industrialization to AI, which is artificial intelligence. And we need to prepare our young people for this shift. Our Prime Minister has been minister responsible for science and technology since, I believe, year 2000. It's now 21 years. We do not have a science and technology park, so we can attract our young people who are skilled, who are talented, so that they can expand themselves and flourish. We need to be aware as to what is happening in the world and get on board.
Terence Forrester, member of the National Democratic Congress. Forrester indicated that young people's time, energy, and resources should be channeled towards a more technologically advanced era, citing skills training as a necessity.
Prepare, especially our young people, for the challenges ahead. Skills training is something that we should have ongoing now for years and years. We have to get away from having to import out of Trinidad or Miami or another country individuals to carry out simple tasks. We have to prepare and train our people for the limited job opportunities. They're already limited. And
setting politics aside, he says, it's time to look at the economic survival of the country. Agro-processing is another means by which the country can generate revenue and decrease the country's high import bill.
We really do need to produce our way out of debt. We have a very high debt stock on our hand, which continues to grow. And we really do need to produce our way to prosperity. We need good quality, long-term jobs in this country. We have to start adding value to what we have. We have to start exporting so as to earn revenue and thus, stabilize our job market and our economy. Continued consumption of foreign products helps to keep foreign workers in jobs. We therefore need to build on the things which we already have. Be good at it. Target select markets with selected products. In other words, we need a new economy. We need a new roadmap to move forward, a new thinking, a true national development plan.
Forrester was guest on the GBN's To The Point program on Tuesday. Christina John, GBN News.
Superintendent of the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, Randy Cornett, says the increase in vehicular accidents occurring along the nation's roads is forcing the hands of not only the Traffic Department, but taxpayers as well.
It places great strain not only on the department and its resources, but also when there is an accident resulting in injury, the resources of the state must be brought to bear. So this is significant to us and very worrying. So again, it is a partnership between the police and the motoring public, and I must say that we cannot do it alone.
His comments follow another week of alarming accident numbers, which reflects figures that are normally accumulated over 3 weeks, similar to the previous week. Superintendent Cornett says the aim of the department is to see a reduction in numbers at the end of the year.
The operational agenda for the RGPF for 2021 as it relates to use of the public road would require a collaborative effort from the police and the motoring public to ensure that we get the numbers down and we get the accident meter tracking in the right direction. Going forward, we'll be employing a number of strategies and also reaching out through various media platforms to ensure our accidents are significantly reduced in the next couple of weeks. This must be an occasion for us to ensure that our accident status is reflected at the end of the year with the desired results. And by that I mean, it is anticipated by the end of 2021 we should have realized a 10% reduction in road accidents. We are not in a very good place now. We hope that we can reverse this trend and to ensure that road fatalities, serious accidents, and overall accidents are significantly reduced going forward.
Stay with us. Sports is up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
This is the weather for tonight and the next 3 days. Tonight's minimum temperature 25 degrees Celsius. The weather is expected to be generally fair and breezy, becoming partly cloudy at times with few brief early morning showers possible. Wind east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sea moderate to slightly rough, waves 5 to 7 feet in open waters. A small craft advisory is in effect. Tides low at 9:30 p.m., high at 3:45 a.m. On Wednesday, sunrise at 5:45 a.m., sunset at 6:24 p.m. The weather is expected to be generally fair and windy, becoming partly cloudy at times with few brief nighttime showers. On Thursday, sunrise at 5:45 a.m., sunset at 6:24 p.m. Generally fair and breezy, becoming partly cloudy at times with few brief morning and nighttime showers possible. On Friday, sunrise at 5:44 a.m., sunset at 6:24 p.m. The weather is expected to be generally fair, becoming partly cloudy at times with few brief nighttime showers possible. Good evening, sporting fans. Grenada's FIFA referee, GFA Tier 1 referee, and CONCACAF Tier 2 referee, Rion Radix, has been selected to participate in the 2021 CONCACAF Gold Cup candidate course in Guatemala from May 10th to May 13th. The course serves as a trial for the selection of the referee delegation participating in the 2021 Gold Cup. To qualify for the course, each candidate must pass a FIFA fitness test, which he has successfully passed. He is among other FIFA match officials from the Caribbean participating in the course. The return of the GFA Premier League was marred by torrential rain, as most of the matches were abandoned. Due to heavy rainfall over the weekend, the Premier League matches at Fur, Victoria Park and Cuthbert Peters Park could not proceed. The only result coming from the opening weekend was the Hurricanes SC defeating Queen's Park Rangers by 3-1. For the second year running, the Carifta Games have been cancelled. The 49th edition of the Games that was scheduled to be held in Bermuda in August was cancelled because the host country was not willing to amend its COVID-19 regulations to accommodate athletes arriving for a competition. According to the North American, Central American and Caribbean Athletics Association, the NACAC, they arrived at the decision to cancel as the government of Bermuda maintained that the 14-day quarantine for unvaccinated visitors is non-negotiable. This makes it highly impractical for there to be an under-17 category, as is the norm, and for NACAC to stage the region's premier junior track and field event. Carifta 2020 was not staged because of the global pandemic, and Bermuda transferred its hosting responsibilities to 2021. Originally scheduled for Easter weekend, this year's edition was first postponed to July 2nd to July 4th, and then to August 13th to August 15th. Now Carifta 2021 has been struck from the NACAC calendar. That's it for sports. Our regional segment is up next. One Caribbean hookup. Two men are dead following a gunfight on Monday with police around midday in Kingston, Jamaica. Police say the deceased just moments before killed a man not far from where the shootout occurred. A motorist captured footage of the happenings. Two of the suspected gunmen were pronounced dead at hospital and a third man escaped. Police say despite the number of individuals present in traffic, no civilians were harmed during the confrontation.
We have since recovered from the scene 2 Glock pistols that we, from all indication, were those involved in the shooting incident with the police. The police party are not saying that we have any injuries presently. I know of course there are always after effects.
Faculty and staff of the Dominica State College said they were forced to take industrial action over their shared grievances regarding working conditions, salaries, and a host of other concerns which they've had since 2014. Dedicated to the cause and armed with their placards, the DSC staff gathered outside the premises before being escorted out by members of Dominica's police force. DSC President Dr. Donald Peters said that the industrial action, which coincided with the start of examinations, was uncalled for, since the college has been trying to rectify issues brought on mainly by the passage of Hurricane Maria over 2 years ago. Despite this, the staff say their protest actions will not cease until their issues are properly addressed by the relevant authorities. Since the Free National Movement's victory during Bahamas' last election on May 10, 2017, Bahamas has faced 2 major hurricanes and a global pandemic. On the election's anniversary, many Bahamians criticized the government's ability to stick to their pre-election goals. However, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis said his administration was hit with unforgiving blows and have lost 3 of their 4 years in power to disasters.
Priorities had to be shifted because we had 3 years of destruction. We could have totally ignored the destruction and just stick to your program. But if you did that, your country would be a disaster.
He said many of the government's plans had to be adjusted, but they are determined to do all that they have promised.
We could have concentrated only on the catastrophic problems that we face, but then what happens? Your country stagnates, it don't move. We had to run 2 parallel tracks and move the 2 parallel tracks, ensure that we deal with the catastrophic problem, ensure that we dealt with the growth, development, and expansion of the country. It was impossible to deal with all of what we promised within that 1 year, but be assured that all will be done.
Internationally, Palestinian militants fired rocket barrages into Israel from Gaza for a second day on Tuesday, and Israeli warplanes struck the enclave in a deepening conflict in which at least 26 people in Gaza and 2 in Israel have been killed.
Militants in Gaza launched rocket barrages into Israel for a second day on Tuesday, and the Israeli military pounded Gaza with airstrikes. Gaza's health ministry says at least 26 people, including 9 children, have been killed. Over 120 are wounded. Israel disputes the account, saying it had killed at least 15 Hamas fighters and that a third of the more than 250 rockets launched by militants had fallen short, causing Palestinian civilian casualties. This multi-story building in Gaza City was hit by an Israeli missile. 3 Islamic Jihad members died here, according to the militant group. But women and children were also caught up in the violence. This is the most serious outbreak of fighting between the Israelis and Palestinians since 2019. It began with confrontations between Palestinians and Israeli police at Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem on Monday. But tensions have been on the rise for weeks over possible evictions of Palestinians from homes in East Jerusalem claimed by Jewish settlers. Behind the scenes, a Palestinian official says Egypt, Qatar and the UN are trying to stem the escalating violence amid international concern that events could spiral out of control.
That's it for our One Caribbean Hookup. I'm Trellona Charles. Thank you for joining us. And now to recap tonight's headlines. Private Sector Senate Representative Christopher Diali resigns from the Citizen by Investment Program. Health Ministry braces for greater risk of COVID outbreak as more flights return. After months of prodding, CDC updates guidance on COVID-19 to airborne transmission. Prime Minister urges regional counterparts to demonstrate good COVID-19 management in a bid to rebound tourism in the region. And residents of safe zones in St. Vincent are allowed to return home as seismic activities slowly decrease. Other residents remain displaced. In our One Caribbean hookup, 2 men are dead following a gunfight with police in Jamaica. And in sports, Grenadian referee Rion Radix participating in CONCACAF Gold Cup candidates course. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Trellona Charles. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.